Greetings and welcome to ruralvacantland.com, where I've got easy, cheap land priced 50 to 80% below the competition. This is Luke Smith, and I'd like to show you the next property I have for sale. It's 18.9 acres, and I'm asking $3,900. It's in Southern California, pretty much in the middle of nowhere, like most of the land I have. That means there's no neighbors, no one around to tell you what to do. Shoot your guns in any direction. You can drive your four wheelers, your dirt bikes, off-road vehicles, rocket car, whatever you want to build and drive around the desert. These are the kinds of properties for you. So if we zoom out and then zoom back in, and get you a better idea of where we're at. We're in Southern California. Here's Baja, Salton Sea, Los Angeles, Las Vegas, Phoenix. In between the three of them, San Diego's down here. Zoom in. Here's a 10. 40s to the north. I think this is Route 66, I believe. 62? Okay. We'll get into that. Old dry lake bed here. Off-road people love driving around those. There's a road just to the south of it. Dirt road. Probably hardly anybody goes there. Some bushes. This is your access road. Gotta get creative and drive around. Look at it on your own. Someone took a picture over here. There's a train track. See if I can find some more pictures of the area. This is from a plane. I don't know what that guy's doing. So that might be out over this desert. Here's a view of the mountains to, I believe it's these mountains they're standing in probably. But maybe off to this angle would be the property. There's a view out over the valley. Some sky shots. Typical Southern California desert. Here's a we can take a view of this mountain. Excuse me. So the property is over here on the other side of this dry lake, and so you'd probably get a view into these mountains that we're flying over. Here's a view of the valley coming around. Here's some roads and train tracks and stuff. The arteries to the valley. I believe that's National Trails Highway, Route 66 that runs through there. I may be mistaken, but we'll get into some more maps and show you some more in a sec. Let's go to the internet and start getting into some maps. Let's talk about price first. So this is close to Vidal, California. Of course I spelled it wrong. Let me try again. Not much comes up in Vidal. But if we sort price low to high, get a better view of what the cheapest stuff out there is. This is my picture. This is other property I had for sale. It sold 2.5 acres for $1,500. I'm offering 18.9 acres for $3,900. So see if we can find someone that beats that. 0.16 acres for $1,900. You know, add $2,000 and you got almost 20 acres, or like 20 times, more than 20 times that size. This thing doesn't count. I don't think that counts. Too small. Closest thing. This isn't even the same neighborhood. Shasta County, $4,500. There's nothing in Vidal. Let's look in the Needles. That's the greater area around where we're talking. Price low to high. There's that same 0.16 acres for $1,900. That's small. There's me. That's almost a 10 acre for $2,200. That one's still for sale. But the one that I'm talking about now is like twice that size for $3,900. So I'm looking for someone else. Here's, how much land is this? 5 acres for $2,500. That's getting closer. For another, $1,400, you could get another 15 acres. 29. This is too small. This is too small. Come on, let's get something more comparable. 5 acres for $3,500. For another $400, you could get, 15 more acres in my deal. There's $4,000 for 10 acres. There you go. So the market starts happening around $4,000. I'm asking $3,900 for 18.9 acres. So like twice the size for 75 less dollars. I don't think it compares. I think mine's a lot bigger and a lot less price. This one sounds like it's close to Lake Havasu, so maybe these others have other attributes to them that are pretty sweet, but you can compare on your own. There's other properties this is my picture, other properties that I've got for sale too. So what I'm trying to say is, I believe this is the cheapest comparable land anywhere around the area. Let's take a look at the property lines. So here's the property lines. This is probably an old railroad right away or something that cut off the corner. That's why it's not a sweet 20, but it's 18.9 acres. That's why it's kind of weird numbers, probably because this corner is missing. I'm not exactly sure if you own this 2 square feet over here or not, or it's not like it's usable. But there's roads, there's little trails in here. It looks like you could drive around to get to the property. I don't think anyone's going to stop you. But it's not like you're on a paved road. Here's a Google Maps view of the property. If you click on the corners, you can get the GPS coordinates of the corners of this thing. You can figure out where the property is. Go record these numbers before you go there. And you do these kinds of corners. You walk between that spot and that spot. Maybe take a piece of rebar out there and slam it into the ground with a rock. Put a flashy color ribbon on it. You can mark the property out so you know where it is, or hire somebody to do it for you for maybe $500. But I think you can use your phone and the GPS on your phone and the GPS coordinates on here and do it on your own. Save yourself some money. Let's move on. So here's directions from this property going out to this road. I thought it was a 66. I'm pretty sure it's a 66. This might be. I'm pretty sure that's a 66. There's a 95, a 66. And if you go to Barstow, which I was thinking might be some nice supplies, you could probably go to, it's probably Lake Havasu City is probably the closest supplies to this one. But if you go to Barstow, you got supplies there like Home Depot, Walmart, and that kind of stuff. If you go to Los Angeles, or you're coming from Los Angeles, 229 miles to get to this property. If you're going to Lake Havasu City, this is probably the closest real supply center. 89 miles, depending on which route you take. A couple different routes you could take to get to this one, but you can get stuff in Arizona without paying the California taxes. You can go buy your groceries, and you can buy your wood and your cement or whatever it is that you want to go build or create something on this property with. You go over here to Home Depot, and it's a lot cheaper. Let's move on. Las Vegas, if you like to go to Las Vegas, or if you're coming from Las Vegas, 194 miles north. A couple different routes you could take to get there. I looked up pictures of the area. Vidal, this is like the local ghost town. Not much of anything there. Google Images brings up these pictures. I mean, you get people that go have a shot at it in the desert, and or people that take their clothes off in the desert, it looks like, or people leave their clothes in the desert. I mean, there's all kinds of crazy stuff that people do in the desert, but when other people are crazy, you know what that says to me is I can do what I want. Those guys get the attention, no one says no. I can do whatever the heck I want to do, and they're doing crazy stuff. I can be the super crazy. Normal to me, but to other people, look at this. You got a nice silver pig, restrooms on it. Do what you want. No one's going to complain because they can compare to this other stuff. It's not like you have to conform to anything. So taxes, still got to pay taxes. It's $14.30 is the next bill coming up in April. That's less than $30 a year for this almost 20 acres. That's pretty cheap taxes. If you're interested in this property or hearing about more like them, please go to my website, ruralvacantland.com, and subscribe. I'll give you $100 off of this property or other ones you buy like it anytime in the next, the rest of 2016, another half a year or so, 3/4 of a year. almost a year. It's January, sorry. It's just about a year left. Because I'd like to send you more offers on other properties like this. If you're interested in some of them, maybe you're interested in more. And you should give me a call. Luke Smith, 760-274-7711. Love to sell you this one or some of these other properties I've got for sale. Thank you for listening, and hope you're on to watching the next one to pick the right property for you.